how many murders are there in prison? According to National Geographic Channel, who published my Bangor Broad episode, they said 62 people died just in the remand jail around the time I was there over a 5-year period. And that's guards murdering prisoners. I've got videos on my YouTube channel of the guards murdering prisoners. They even murdered the blind prisoner. The blind prisoner failed to produce his ID, so they pulverised him, broke his neck, severe internal injuries. He went to a coma and he died over a month later.
Are they allowed to do that?
Family members sued the jail and got compensation for the guards murdering their family members. They did it on camera. It went to court. And the boss of the jail, Sheriff Joe Arpaio, what do you guys think he did to the guards who were found responsible in court for murdering those prisoners?
Sacked them off.
Give them money. Killed them.
Who said give him money? Gave him a promotion and a pay rise.
What?
Yeah.
Killing a person in jail?
Yeah, because it's us versus them. The prison boss always backs his staff up.
That's going to influence them doing it more.
Yeah, if you give someone a promotion and a pay rise after they've murdered someone, that is an incentive to murder more people.
Yeah.
Yep, you're quite right. And that's why this jail is the most sued jail in America. They paid out 50 million in lawsuits and they got over 50 more million pending. But not only were people dying from the guards murdering them, gang members were murdering them. I've got a video on my YouTube channel of a gang member. For 10 minutes he just smashes this guy's head into the concrete and then starts stomping on the back of his head until he's dead. All my links to all my social media on page 2 of the book that you guys have got. Yeah. And then you've got people killing themselves. And some people would try and kill themselves. They'd jump off a balcony. They wouldn't even die. They'd just break their legs or break their spines and then they'd be injured for the rest of their lives. And then you've got people who are trying to get, sick people trying to get medical treatment. One woman, she was in the jail. Her daughter was calling the jail all day long. My mum's diabetic, she needs a medication. And the jail were like, tough, this is jail, she'll have to deal with it. And then she started having a seizure and she crapped on herself. And the guards were just walking around, they're just like, this is jail, big deal, and the woman just died. Yep, so all those, there are various reasons of why people die in the prison and the jail. Yes, at the back?
When you had your house on, did you have like any bodyguards or anything protecting you?
When I had my big house on the mountain,
Yeah.
did I have bodyguards protecting me?
Or
Not to the extent of somebody like Pablo Escobar. And you guys watch this series, Narcos?
yeah.
He's got all these hitmen with machine guns. I had a team of bouncers who would come to my raves and they would make sure that there wasn't trouble in the raves. And my bouncers, some of them did have like Glock handguns and taser guns and stuff like that. And there was about 20 bouncers who kept security for me. Yeah. Over here?
Well, where are you from?
Where am I from? Originally in between Liverpool and Manchester in a little chemical manufacturing town called Widnes in Cheshire. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Coates.
I have one, because Mr. Scarborough's just walked in as well. You used to be surrounded by sort of murderers, psychopaths, black market celebrities, quite a lot of interesting, dynamic people.
Yeah.
If we're, you know, and people who, you know, you mentioned two Tonys, and it's difficult. I find it difficult to think he's completely amoral because he murdered murderers. You know, he murdered the bad guys.
Yeah.
That's quite a stimulating environment. I just wondered how you feel when you go out for a curry with me, Mr. Scarborough, and Mr. Baker. Do you not think this is a bit of a come down? My life's a bit boring now.
So you're asking, is Gurkha Curry Night with the teachers of Connaught School a come down after mixing with murderers and assaulted criminals, including drug dealers like me in the prison system? I would say that I prefer a relaxed life these days than the Pablo Escobar style activity that some people aspire to, that I no longer want to be involved in.
Must be said though, some of those, I've obviously read your books, Shaun, some of those characters you can't help but to like them.
Yeah.
You know, you portray them really well, don't
Yeah.
you? So, and they're very, they seem, you know, you're all sort of on their side. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? you like them as people, and obviously we know you, and you wouldn't make friends with people, you know, who weren't nice people, basically. Maybe they made some bad choices.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean.
Well, anyone can end up in prison. Most prisoners.
Yeah.
I mean, I concentrated on the stories of some of the more extreme characters because I thought that was interesting for people on the internet and my blog and in literature. But the vast majority of all prisoners are non-violent drug offenders. In America, the bulk of that was, at the peak of it, was almost 1 million people a year getting arrested for weed. Not dealers, getting arrested with weed. Every minute a young person was getting arrested with weed at the peak of the war on drugs in America. It's come down a little bit, but I think the last figures were 600,000 young people mostly getting arrested for weed. So that's the vast majority of people in the system are young people with getting busted with weed in America. To this day I prefer to sit with my back against the wall in a restaurant. Let's put it that way. Because in prison anything can pop off. You sat there with the fellas, they're eating chow, and next thing someone's getting stabbed. So it's like my adrenaline was gone for 6 years. So in Gurkha night, you need to start making a nice seat against the back of the wall for me, you know.
Turn your back on Mr. Baker, you know, he could just flip at any point.
It could happen. It could happen, you know. Could get served something with mushrooms in it, wouldn't like it, and next thing there's a situation. Yes.
Do you miss your mansion and your car?
You know, I consider myself an entrepreneur. When I was a kid in school, your age, right, I would run to the shop at lunchtime, buy a load of sweets, pear drops, strawberry bonbons, run back to the school and sell them to the other kids who were in the dining hall for twice the price. Like, just piece them out. Has anyone here been doing that? So you got some budding entrepreneurs here as well. And yet, you know, I was telling all my mates in my little town up north, I'm going to go to America, make $1 million, fly all you guys over. And I did. I wanted the big house, wanted the big car. And there's nothing wrong with aspiring to those things. I'm happy now just living with my mate. But if I did get rich, you know, if a movie came along, something like that, I probably would get a nice house again and try and enjoy the finer things in life. But I would also be very sensible with the money, get some money over to my mum and dad, buy them a house, and, you know, help certain charities and prisoners in particular and stuff like that. Yep.
How did you get into stocks?
I got involved in the stock market at a very young age, 14. Started to do economics in my school. Only 6 of us chose economics, so the teacher really gave us a lot of attention. And in my case, he was giving me classes on my own at lunchtime and stuff like that, showing me how to read the Financial Times. 16, I borrowed 50 quid off my nan and I doubled it in BT shares. Went down the library, ordered dozens of books on the subject. I've read hundreds of books on the stock market, and there's one book in particular that really works for helping you pick shares, and I'll send Mr. Coates details of that book in case any of you guys want to check it out on Amazon. Yes?
Would you ever go back to stockbroking?
I would not be able to go back to stockbroking, because a stockbroker you have to get a job with a firm, and no firm will give me a job because of my criminal record. Stockbroking, it's a very highly regulated profession. They said in America when I joined it was the second highest regulated profession after the nuclear industry. So there's a lot of background checks and stuff like that. So I won't be able to get a job as a stockbroker. I could trade shares online, and I think Twitter right now shares are down at 14. Facebook's up at 100 and something, and Facebook's valued at 300 billion. Twitter's valued at 10 billion, and I think that's got to close at some point. So I think Twitter is probably a good. It might get bought out or something at this price. Yeah.